be that you fully understand the field of accounting when you graduate. My favorite stat, of course, is that 97% were satisfied with the quality of the instructors. And who you'll see pictured here, his name is Don Coulter. He's the president and CEO of Concentra Bank, but he also teaches for us part-time. So another aspect of the Polytechnic University is that we like to hire people with a lot of industry experience so they can share their stories with you. So while some instructors do research and are engaged in research, we find that a lot of our faculty are more just industry experts. So when we looked at our faculty, we thought, wow, here are some of the places they've gone to school. We've got authors of textbooks. We've got people who have worked as managers in the Big Four, at KPMG, at the airport, at Google. Don actually used to be the CEO of Coast Capital Savings, even though he's moved on to Concentra Bank now. So you'll find yourself in very good company with your instructors. Your instructors are educated and experts in their field. So the nuts and bolts, the program itself. The program itself will be 15 courses or 51 credits. So if you were planning to do this part-time and take 3 courses per semester, you would finish in 5 semesters. The 2293, the Accelerated Introductory Financial Accounting course, is the one course you have to take before you can take any of those courses at the 5,000 level. And you'll see the asterisk there says that you actually need to get a B- in Accounting 2293 to continue. So that just makes sure that you're prepared for the pace and the difficulty of the courses that are going to come. You may, through your undergraduate, be able to transfer in some of the courses like statistics, law, economics. So you can work with the international team to figure out if you've already earned some of these credits. And Accounting 5500, which is at the very top, is a new course that we're hoping to offer this September, Data Analytics for Accountants. So data analytics is a very large field of study, and the CPA is also requiring that students have some knowledge in data analytics before they enter the CPA program, starting September 2023. So we definitely have some time. There's a sort of a grace period, but we want our students to be equipped with that skill now, right? Because that's what employers are looking for. You'll also notice the way we numbered the courses. So the post-bac courses start with a 5, and then you'll see that the next number goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's the order we would recommend taking those courses in, just if you were wondering about the numbering system. So what can you expect to learn? One of the things about our program that makes it great is that it will provide you with all the requirements to gain entry into the CPA Professional Education Program, affectionately called PEP. So the short form is PEP. And that would allow you to become a certified accountant. So once you're finished at KPU, you might want to further your studies with the CPA PEP program. So if you take our program, you should be able to get into the PEP program. So you're going to get technical skills in financial reporting, strategy, governance, management accounting, audit, assurance, finance, and tax. But more and more, we're hearing that employers don't just want the technical skills. They also want what's called the human skills or the soft skills or the enabling competencies. So some other things that are woven through the program are how to act professionally, how to act ethically, how to problem solve and make decisions, how to work alone or in a team, how to manage yourself, and how to, make presentations, do oral communication, as well as written communication through something like case studies. So you're going to get technical skills, but you're also going to develop as an individual some of these professional behaviors that really help you succeed in your career. Now you might be wondering, where will I work? What will I do? And one of the nice things about the accounting profession is we say that it's recession proof, because whether your books are good or bad, the books still have to be done. So A study done in BC shows that there are going to be 22,710 job openings between the years of 2015 and 2024. So we're getting into the upper end of that range. And most of these jobs will have the title of financial auditor, financial accountant, accounting technician, or bookkeeper. So the majority of our graduates do go into those roles after graduation. You might also, when I looked up other CPAs, I found that here are some other titles that might interest you. So you might be interested in becoming a consultant or a director of finance, a controller, a project manager, or a business analyst. So there are other jobs outside of the two that I just mentioned. CPAs have jobs with these titles. And as you can see, the pay for some of these titles will go up. So an average CPA earns $108,000 per year. And you can see that by industry and area. So this is the BC survey. So CPAs in Vancouver make the most compared to the surrounding areas. CPAs in financial services make quite a bit more than the average. And then if you look at how your title might change over time, so starting as an analyst, going to a manager, by the time you're a CFO or a partner, you're earning, $165,000 to $236,000 a year. So it is quite financially rewarding, this accounting designation. One of the things that I'm not going to spend too much time on, because I know the students will, is that if you want a job, you need to see Magdalena. Magdalena is our success coach, and she is a certified master of career services. She will not only help you with course selection, but she is also, if you want a job, she will do a mock interview. She will look at your resume. She will make sure that you are prepared. But I'll leave the rest to our students. As far as admissions go, I think Veer covered that. Veer, are these still, the requirements are still a recognized undergraduate degree, there's an English requirement, and then you can get admission, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, okay. And you can apply at kpu.ca/apply, and there's a place to check your status as well. So before we ask, you can ask me some questions now, or I can let the students talk about their experience. I got to have both these students in my accounting 5720 class, and I was excited that they were willing to come back and speak with us today.
So I don't think there are any questions yet. So perhaps we can start with in alphabetical order. Then Gitansh, do you want to just talk a little bit about your experience, and then we'll go to Hiten.
For sure. Thank you, Veer. So I'm recently graduated in a post-bac accounting last year. And recently I'm working as an accounting technician in an industry. So my experience with the KPU has been pretty much decent, and I learned, like Lindsay mentioned, a few great things. And regarding the job, yeah, absolutely, there's much question raised by the student, like, will this course lead to a job, and how will our career look like in the future? And I have been orientation leader since last 3 semesters, and this question comes up every next day. So my answer would be like, you stick to what they've been teaching. The courses are very much intense, and if you pretty much do hard work accordingly and visit the advisors, I hope you will certainly get it soon. And this was same for me as well. And we have an Ask Society as well that will bring great panelists to our sessions. Will the great companies like KPMG, MNP, Deloitte, all these companies, they used to come in our campus, and we had a great coffee sessions over there. So all in all, you will be getting a great exposure here. And if you have any questions, we can always connect on LinkedIn, and you can ask us question over here as well. Thank you. I will pass on to Hiten. He was my colleague as well, and we had most of the courses together, and I will let her to share experience.
Hey everyone, my name is Hiten. and I have been a recent graduate last year. Fortunately for me, I was one of the last batch before COVID hit. Like, we were transitioning into the online classes. Honestly, I don't know how online classes go because it was the last batch, and then I gave my final exams online. So it was kind of mixed feelings because we were all transitioning. And I am working as a staff accountant in KPMG Canada. And I just finished my work just an hour ago because we are in the middle of busy season. Everyone knows that. So it's great because I'm working from home. Not been a single day I've worked in the office. But talking about KPO, my journey was overall very good. I completed that program in 16 months, and then it depends like how you choose your courses between 12 months and 24 months. It's all up to you. You're given a great amount of flexibility to choose your courses, when you can work part-time, when you can work full-time. It all depends upon you. So the journey was overall good, and I can say that any questions would be there. We are open to help you out. Me and Gitansh worked as peer tutors. So while we were studying in KPU, we could tutor the courses which we have already done to other people and help us out. So it was good because first thing, it's a paid job. You can work alongside you are working part-time somewhere else, because most of you would be international students and might have a cap on working hours, like 20 hours a week. So apart from that, you can also work as a peer tutor in the campus, which is really nice because you get a better understanding of what you have been taught and what you because you all would be going into an accounting field or a similar field. So getting a better understanding, because you've already done that and you would be explaining it to others. So I would say it's a great opportunity for all of the students. And I think that would be all from my end, and any questions, we would be happy to answer that.
Great, thank you so much. And yeah, you guys mentioned a couple of really good points. One of the things that I do want to elaborate a bit on is Ask Society that we do have, the student club. So it's a fully student-run club, and one of the best things they do is bring in representatives from all these big six accounting firms and a lot more accounting firms as well to our KPU campus, where students get to network. So as students, I think one of the things that really helps you find a job in Canada is a good network. And so it's very important, and right now in a small setting, it's even easier when they're actually coming to campus and they're willing to speak to you. It makes it a very comfortable environment, and that's how you slowly, steadily get comfortable talking to people from the industry and really widening that network. So yeah, I think that's something that the Ask Club, which is is it Accounting Society of Portland? Did I say it right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's
okay,
right.
Cool. Okay, there you go. Awesome. So we do have some quick questions, so we'll perhaps jump into those. The first is, I do have interest in this course, but can I get any scholarship or financial aid to support my study? Good question. So we do have some entrance scholarships that are available. So again, Lindsay mentioned international@kpu.ca. Please send us an email. It's more of a case by case, and we're more than happy to take a look into your case and guide you accordingly. And once you do become a KPU student, there are scholarships that are going to be available. Maybe to both of you, did you guys apply for any scholarships during your time at KPU?
Yes, we did.
You did? Sweet.
Yeah, so there are various scholarship programs being hosted by the KPO. When you come join in, you get to know through the OSS, and there is financial aid being provided. So I remember one of the scholarship I applied was FVCPPA. So that was some sort of Fraser Valley, which offers a scholarship. And like that, there are numerous other scholarship being offered. It's up to many students, and they select some selective students out of that. So yes, you can get the scholarship too.
Sweet, yeah, and I guess those scholarships would depend on your CGPA and your involvement in volunteering and all that, right? Yeah, okay.
That's right.
Okay, sweet. Let's move on. Can I please elaborate on the admission requirements? Absolutely. So you need to, for international students, they need to meet our English requirement, which can be done through IELTS. So IELTS is 6.5 overall with no band less than 6. And we also accept TOEFL, Duolingo, PTE, LPI, you name it, most likely we accept it. So there's a plethora of exams that we accept, and they're all listed on our website. Along with that, we also need copies of the post-secondary transcript. And Lindsay touched on that it needs to be from a recognized university. And I think that ties into the third question that is listed. Those transcripts for now, we do accept them scanned. So you can scan your original transcripts in color and send it to us, and we'll process it and move forward with the admission process. Once you do come to Canada, you do need to provide us with the transcripts just so that we can verify. But but we do understand because of COVID, things are a bit slow moving through the supply chain. So you can certainly scan the transcripts or bachelor's degrees and send it to us for processing. This is a 16-month program, leads to how many? Yeah, so for post-graduation work permit, it does lead to a 3-year post-graduation work permit. Would you both agree? You both are international students, so did you get 3 years?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, sweet, thank you. I was enrolled on September 2021 intake and was about to launch this April. If approved, can I take subjects that don't require face-to-face study this first semester and go to Canada on the second semester? Great question. So Lindsay, for the summer, all courses are online?
Yes, for the summer, all courses are online. And for the fall, actually, all post-bac courses will still be online. And I expect that even those undergraduate courses that were listed, like micro and macroeconomics, I think there'll be a mix. So I think you will still have an option to take it online. I believe that until the December 31st, international students are not required to take any in-person classes. I think, I don't know if it's going to get extended, but I know until December 31st, I think you can keep taking courses online.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can certainly travel during that time. So if you do have internet connectivity problems and you get your study permit approved, you are able to travel to Canada and study from here as well. But yeah, like Lindsay mentioned, it's likely going to be online even for September, but perhaps a blended version depending on the courses that you're taking. All right, on to the next one. How much exact amount of tuition fee is required to be deposited to apply for study permit under SES? Because the condition offers. Yeah, great question. So it varies between 13,000 to 21,000. One of the things I didn't mention was, although KPU is a university, our tuition is very competitive to that of colleges. So just because we're a university and we have access, the students have access to university level resources, does not mean that it comes with very hefty price tag. So yeah, that's going to be it. It's almost impossible to give a definitive number simply because KPU does not charge students tuition based, a fixed fee system, so per semester. It's based on the number of credits that you end up taking. And in one of the slides also, Lindsay showed the number of credits that each course is worth, which is typically 3 credits. So yeah, it varies and it depends on how many courses a student is taking. So maybe we can loop in the students. What would you suggest in the first year that students are studying? Is it a good idea to take 18 credits or 21 credits? In your opinion, 18 I know is the minimum to keep their legal status in Canada, but would you suggest taking it a bit slow rather than just going full force of 5 courses in each semester?
Yeah, particularly I would suggest for international students, they should take 9 credits at least. So that would mean 3 courses with 3 credits. Mm-hmm. And later on, they can realize how much they have a potential if they can take in 4 courses in the next semester or later on. That is actually up to them how they can digest those courses. And even they can have a summer semester as a break. So between full like spring and fall can be a full-time session and summer as a break. So quite flexibility is being provided.
Great. And Lindsay, I have a question. So for all the courses, as they progressively students go through the different courses, are there any courses, when we speak about hands-on learning, are there any courses that require them to do a lot of projects, for example, on companies, that sort of gives them that real life experience which they can take into their workforce?
Yeah, I certainly think that in a few of our courses, we are using case studies. So I'm not sure if everybody has experience with case studies or not, but these are things that are written about real people in real companies. And basically they end with, what would you do? So they like present you with, you know, a whole bunch of real information. And then they ask, what would you do? And then you're supposed to apply the theories that you've learned in class to this specific situation and make a recommendation. But it's great that you get to make a recommendation in a really like low pressure environment. You're not actually a consultant to the business yet, although sometimes we do bring the case person in to have a listen to see what the students have come up with. And although it's not currently an option, we are looking into adding a co-op option where there would be a 1 semester work term so that you can get that hands-on experience, like actual hands-on experience at a work environment. So I would say that most of the courses do have a couple of the financial accounting courses are content based, but they're always, you know, we always try to provide with our experience, like how this is used in the real world and how it applies, even when it's kind of content heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, thank you. And just to add to that, and again, the reason I'm asking so many of these questions is because I graduated from KPU myself, did a bachelor in accounting. So I think one of the coolest things, especially in my 4th year, that I want to talk a bit about is the fact that the case studies that we are doing in class, a lot of it is preparing us for the CPA, because CPA is so much case studies, so many case studies. So I think that doing that in a low pressure environment and gradually building up to it really pays dividends when you're doing your CPA.
And it's a big difference. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Lindsay, I'm cutting you.
No, you go ahead.
I recently passed my core 1, which was the first level of
congratulations.
CPA. And yeah, during a KPU time, like when it was my first time when I was writing a case, it was Lindsay's class, Advanced Managerial Accounting. And during that time, when she said that these are the things that would be coming up in the CPA, and I was like, how do these things like actually come together? How are you tested? And really, like maybe due to COVID, because there was a change in pattern of the examination, like there were no multiple choice questions. It was all your case writings, because you're writing it from your home, right? And you have a time limit to write, and you are being tested. How would you approach it, right? So it's really, the KPU studies are designed so that in your future CPA, when you write it, and even after you are qualified CPA and you're working in a company, all those real life problems actually come in place and really help you out.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Great. Thank you. Really good points. All right, let's move along. The next question. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Will there be on-campus work opportunities to also help support my studies, I'm guessing? So I know the answer to that, but I do want to bring you guys in. What do you think during your time at KPU? Do you think there are on-campus opportunities that students can do while they're studying?
Well, I believe there are certain credits required initially, like you need to have, I think 18 credits to have an on-campus job. And then you will be going through that process, like an interview and all that. Absolutely, you can have on-campus job after that. So like in my case also, like I applied for an peer tutoring after doing my 18 credits. So I was able to get on-campus job. But yes, before that, you can always have an off-campus work. And for any sport, yes, we already discussed Magdalena is there, which can help you in getting that.
Absolutely, yeah. And I also want to just to a bit touch on the volunteer aspect. There are a ton of volunteer opportunities. Of course, volunteering is working without getting paid, but that really adds value to your resume. And Lindsay, would you say that in your experience, employers do value students who do regular volunteer work?
Yeah, I think volunteer work is always looked favorably upon on a resume, but there are other ways other than volunteering too, like participating in a case competition. You know, something like that, where it's just showing that you're willing to sort of go above and beyond for your own learning. So we have some opportunities to join case competition teams where you go and compete against other schools. So you're all given the same case and then you solve it and present it. And so when we talk to our advisory council, they often say that they do look for something like that, something like volunteering, something like participating in a case competition, coaching little league soccer. I don't know, you know, like just something that that shows that you can give your time freely to others.
Great, thank you. Yeah, because I just want to touch on that because I feel a lot of the times international students, they are paying so much tuition, so they also want to make some money on the side. But I think volunteer tends to be one of the things that gets overlooked very easy. So yeah, thank you for speaking on that. Next, we have, sorry, will there be any on-campus job to enable students to pay their tuition? Unfortunately not. So there are job opportunities that are available, but international students are restricted to working 20 hours off campus. On campus, there are no restrictions, but I don't want to mislead you. It's not going to be enough to pay our tuition. So for our courses, do all courses require textbooks, a purchase of textbooks? Or are there some courses that are that have Z-Cred, that we have 0 credit textbooks?
Yeah, we're working towards that in accounting. There's a tax class in the undergraduate program that's Z-Cred, and there's a finance class that's gone Z-Cred. So those would hopefully move up to the post-bac level as well. Accounting is something that is fairly easy to learn from a textbook as far as learning the concepts. But there is an initiative. There is an initiative to get more accounting courses given the status of Z-Cred, for sure.
Right, thank you. And just for any of the students who might be wondering, for Z-Cred, KP is one of the largest universities implementing the Z-Cred program. Primarily, a lot of the programs do tend to be from our Faculty of Arts that don't require you to purchase any single textbook. But again, sorry, I weird away to a different topic. But what I really wanted to say was it's not going to be enough to pay our tuition if you just work off campus. The next question is, what is the deadline to submit of study permit and refund on tuition? It depends on the semester. If you're applying for the summer semester, the deadline is April 15th. If you're applying for the fall, which is the September semester, the deadline will be August the 15th. All right, next question. Hello, if I finish the program in 12 months, how should I divide the credits between the semesters? Ooh, good question. Who wants to take this one? So if someone wants to complete the program in 1 year, we have 3 semesters in a year. So I guess the total number of credits, is it 51?
Yes, so there's 15 courses. I would look at it that way. So there's 15 courses, and so that would be 5, 5, and 5. If you were doing that, though, I'm interested to hear what our students, our alumni have to say. I wouldn't say to take 5,000 level courses at once. So those undergraduate courses are not all prerequisites for the others. So you have to take 2293 right away. That's the financial accounting course. But you might want to save something like law and I don't know, information systems to take with your 5,000 level courses at the end, because taking 5,000 level courses would leave you without enough time to work and maybe sleep and maybe eat. So you would want to plan that with Magdalena. Like you would, if you said, I want to finish this in 12 months, I designed the program to be completed in 12 months. That's what we wanted you to be able to finish it in 12 months, but I would not expect to work. I would not expect to work if I was planning to do it in a year. The point of doing it in a year is to get in, fully commit to the studies so that you can get back to the workforce faster. But if you want to work part-time, I would recommend taking the program part-time. Do you guys agree? 5,000 level courses?
Yeah. Well, you were saying that I saw them really giggle.
I can say from a mistake that I committed in third term. There was one of the course which, like you said, that it's better to take in 1, 2, 3, 4 in a chronological order. There was one course which I took earlier, which was supposed to be taken in the last one. So in the last semester, I was left with 4 5-level courses, which was way tougher because first it was a spring session. It's winters, your days are shorter, and the commute to and the classes were in the evening. So it do affects your learning capacity. I don't know. It affects mine because I tend to learn more on the brighter side of the day, right? And you feel like you have a bigger day for yourself. So I would suggest that really talk to Magdalena how do you want to plan your courses, even starting from the first semester, because that way you would have a clear plan, chalk out how to work across the remaining portion of your course. So yeah, really consult Magdalena how do you want to plan it and how your work schedule is. So I think that would be the best thing.
Yeah, the 5,000 level courses too, we never change the schedule. So like tax is always offered at the same time and accounting is offered, management accounting is always offered at the same time. So whereas those undergraduate courses, there could be 10 or 12 sections to choose from. So you want to plan the post-bac ones out and then fit in the others as you go. And so I would definitely recommend meeting with an advisor and saying, okay, if I want to complete this in 12 months, what makes the most sense?
Great, thank you. All right, let's troop on. Next we have, okay, what prior education, professional practical skills or softwares are required to be familiar with the start of the program? Classes a student may require to.
That's a really great question. So although our admission requirements don't have any of those things, so we do believe that we can provide you with all the technical skills you'll need. So the practical skills or the technical skills, don't worry if your undergrad is not in business or not in accounting or anything like that. So we believe we can get you the technical skills through the program. It would be great. I am finding that too many students arrive without really strong like Microsoft Office skills, like Word and Excel, just those sort of basic programs so that when we say to hand in something that it looks professional. So I would actually say, when you say like your software skills, I would focus on my software skills before I came in, because that will make a lot of the work that we do easier for you.
Really good point. Yeah. And yeah, I think another really good thing you touched on is the fact that you don't necessarily need to have an accounting background to enroll in the post-baccalaureate accounting. So anyone can do, and that leads them to a pathway to CPA, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Thank you. Sweet. Okay. For post-bac accounting with 9 unit credits per semester, what is the normal number of days schedule? Thank you.
Okay. So the 3 credit courses are offered in 3-hour time blocks. So the 3 credit, you would probably be taking class 3 days a week if you were taking 3 credit courses. The ones that are 4 credits, we currently have them split up into like a Monday, Wednesday, or a Tuesday, Thursday, 2 hours, 2 hours. We've heard from students that 4 hours of accounting at once is a little bit, it can be hard to pay attention the entire time. So breaking it up allows you some time in between to work on some of the stuff that you're learning. And we call them touch points. And, I've read a lot of studies about learning, and the more touch points you have with material in a week, the better you're able to retain it. So if you only did a course once per week for 4 hours, you would retain less than if you take it twice a week for 2 hours. But you can stack the courses. Like the way that we've set it up is that you can come to campus and take one course 5 to 7 and then another one 7 to 9. So you can stack them, but at least it's a different topic. You're not with the same instructor and maybe, a different makeup of class and that sort of thing. So you can stack them, but the 4 credit courses are two times a week for 2 hours. And right now we have no classes on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Right now it's all a Monday to Thursday.
And for the students that we have, so what do you think, in your opinion, is it better taking classes, spreading it out throughout the week, or having it, let's say one day, Monday, I'm going to take all the 3 courses?
I'll let the students answer that.
Yeah.
I would say that since you're working only 20 hours a week, So most of the employers, it really depends upon employer to employer. Like usually from my experience, it was like 2 8-hour shifts and 1 4-hour shift. So that essentially means 3 days of work, right? And I don't want to be free for like 3 days of the week. So I'm taking the courses just 2 days or maybe 1 day. So I would say that since the post-bac courses are usually offered in a week, so you can work in a day and then come to the school in the evening so that you have rest of the week free. Or it's your choice that I want to work this day, I want to study this day, and I want to have this day free. So it totally depends upon person to person how do they want to spend the week. But I would really suggest that since all courses are in the evening, so choose the courses like Monday to Thursday, and then you can have your weekends off. You can have a long weekend.
Yeah. And it's a bit of a side topic because I see we've run out of questions about your experience. So as international students, there is a very high likelihood you'll be taking the public transportation, right? The Civic Plaza campus is in a pretty prime location, Surrey Central. So would you say in your experience, the transit system is efficient? It's easier to get to the campus, or is it challenging?
It's really easy for people to commute to the campus. Like Slancy said that all of the courses for the post-bac are in Civic Plaza. And I remember I had those microeconomics in the starting courses, micro law and other stuff, which I took in the Surrey campus. So, and I live just 5 minutes apart from away from the Civic Plaza. So it was really easy for me to just go walk away and even take a transit if it was snowing or something like that. So it's really accessible through the transit, you know.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it doesn't snow that much though. It doesn't snow that much. Only
Yeah,
it's
No, that's a very common misconception people have, that just because we're in Canada, we're drenched in snow most of the year. That is not the case.
Yeah, honestly, we just have 5 to 6 days of snow in a whole season.
Yeah, a lot of rain, but I would say it's still better than the snow. All right, sweet.
Veer, there was a question about taking some in the chat rather than the Q&A that says, I've taken macroeconomics before when I was in college. Is it possible to have my credits get transferred? And it is possible.
That's right. Yeah, for the courses transfer, absolutely. Those who have done economics, business stats, these courses can be transferred. Although you have to fill an application, transfer application form. And yes, and they will give out you result within 15 to 30 days.
Yeah, it takes a bit of time, but yeah, those get transferred. But I would really suggest, like, I got my courses transferred, which essentially me and Gitansh, I believe, had one course less, which was, I think, economics, if I'm not wrong. But the thing is, like, there's something in immigration as well, that you have to complete a certain amount of courses essentially in an institution. Like if you have a total of like 15 courses, so more than 50% of the courses, if I'm not wrong, that need to be covered up in the institution, like you cannot get those transferred. If those get transferred, that would essentially mean you did more than 50% of the studies away from Canada, like outside of Canada, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, you can get at least 1 or 2 courses transferred.
Correct.
That's called a residency requirement. And it's that, yeah, you can't earn the credential if too many credits were earned outside of the program. But I would say like none of our 5,000 level courses can you transfer in. So you could only do those, the undergraduate courses you get transferred in. If you took all the 5,000 level courses at KPU, you'd earn the diploma, I believe, based on the credit count.
Yeah, totally. That's right. All right, good stuff. Okay, so do we have any final thoughts that you want to share? Anything else that we missed out on? We cover everything.
We're ready for you. Come on in.
Yeah, and our applications are open, by the way, to everyone. Well, we'll continue to accept applications until August the 1st, but of course, please be mindful of the study permit timeline. So we are accepting applications for the fall, which is the September intake, and for the spring, which is the January intake. So yeah, if you have any further questions, please email international@kpu.ca. We will be more than delighted to help for you. We're fairly quick now. We're getting quick to get back to students, so should hear back from us very soon. And yeah, think that is it. I don't think there are any more questions. So I guess I do have one final question directed to the students. So what would you say is one of the keys to finding a job after graduation? So while you're studying, so what would you suggest students should do?
I would bring back my story. I was in first semester at KPU. I heard that from our society that KPMG is coming to our campus, pre-COVID times again, right? And I was like super excited because I've had worked with KPMG before, but that was in India. So it wasn't essentially I got transferred. It was starting afresh, going through all rounds of interviews. The only thing I would stress on is networking. Meet as many people as you can, make good use of your LinkedIn. That's the best thing you can do in COVID times because again, you are not able to meet face to face to most of the people, right? Connect with them, talk to them. Pre-COVID times, we would ask out for a coffee, like to have a chat, how the things go on their corporate life. And networking is the key because essentially those are the people, those would be interviewing you later on in the parts of life, and you would be working along with them. So you and them both get an equal chance to know about that. Like, do you really want to work for that company? Do you really want to work in that company? And the people also, and the people who are interviewing get to know about if you have the right skill sets right now, or would they recruit you in a later part of life? Yeah. So networking is the main key, I would suggest, and working on the soft skills.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just to add, like for the networking, many students ask like, what are the other ways? So being volunteering is a very good idea, I would say. I myself have volunteered close to 30-40 hours within the KPU only. And I've attended most 8 to 10 events. So that would basically broaden your network and you get to know a lot of people about their experiences. So it helps you a lot in future. So if not the job, try attending volunteering activities.
Great, thank you. And are you both pursuing your CPAs now? I know you've passed your first level. Have you as well, Dan?
Yeah, I'm just enrolled in the CPA, so I would be giving in the near future soon. Cool,
good luck. Exciting. All right, I think if you don't have any other questions, we'll wrap it up. Thank you again to everyone for joining. And I really hope you found this information session useful. I did record it. I was a bit late in recording, so you might have missed my portion. Again, I think we covered it all as we went along. So you will get the recording to replay. But again, if you have any questions about this program, feel free to email international@kpu.ca and we will be delighted to help you. Finally, I just want to focus on the fact that our processing times for admission are much faster now that we're accepting transcripts by emails. So you can expect to get a decision sometimes within 2 to 3 weeks after you've submitted a complete application. So yeah, if you have any further questions, we're here, we're happy to help. Other than that, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you again to Lindsay, Gitansh, and Hiten for volunteering their time. A volunteer seems to be the buzzword, so I think it's only fair we ended with that. But thank you so much for putting this session on. I'm pretty sure, I think we did add a lot of value to the students and really clarified a lot of their doubts. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks, Fair.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is. Take care of yourselves. And yeah, we'll be putting on more information sessions in the coming weeks. So keep a watchful eye on that. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your days.
Bye for now.
Take care. Bye-bye.